and welcome to my YouTube channel Hireable Coder. And in this video, I'm going to show you the basics of async communication or asynchronous communication when the producer and the consumer are not directly connected to each other. So let us first see and understand this basic diagram. So imagine that on the left hand side there is a Java program running which is a producer, and on the right hand side there is a JavaScript program running which is a consumer, and they want to share some information. Maybe the left hand side is a Java based microservice, and on the right hand side we have a JavaScript based microservice, and they need to interact with each other, they need to share the data, and the only way in which they can share the data is via a messaging system. So in between there is a messaging system which is the place where the message is stored and from where the consumer can actually pick up. So you can think of the messaging system as something like when a postman comes to our house and delivers a mail in our letterbox below, we might not be at the house at that moment, but we can go later on and can pick up that mail. So messaging or asynchronous communication does not need to have both the producers and the consumers live at the same time. So that's definitely one of the advantages of messaging, apart from many other advantages, like the producer does not need to block and wait till it receives message from the consumer. So in a traditional request response model, whenever from one function we are invoking method to another function, the calling function has to stop and wait there till the response comes back from the called function. But that's not the case in a asynchronous communication, and that is why there are many benefits of asynchronous communication. Okay, so also just want to mention you one thing. At the bottom I have also given the link to my blog post where I have also written details about exactly this topic, and maybe you can actually go to my blog post and give it a read and then come back to my video and watch it. Then it would be complimentary. That's what I think, and that's the reason that I created blog post and video for the same topic. So what are the advantages of asynchronous communication? The main advantage, as I already mentioned, is it achieves a complete decoupling between the producer and the consumer, which in turn results in higher scalability because neither the producer nor the consumer is blocked. And generally, an asynchronous communication makes systems more performant and also gives better user experience. Just because the systems are more performant, the user also will have better impression of the system. Imagine that you have gone to a counter of McDonald's maybe, and you are ordering something, and imagine if the person who is taking your order just waits there until your complete order is ready and only then takes the next order. What kind of mess it will be. So what does he do? He actually takes in your order and then dispatches to the kitchen, and then he takes the next order and then he takes the next order. You can think of him dispatching to the kitchen. Maybe where he's dispatching is the messaging system from where the cook is actually picking up the order. So that's an analogy like how an asynchronous communication can actually better utilize resources and can make systems more agile, more performant if properly designed. Some examples of very popular messaging platforms that we use. One of the most popular one, which can also handle a huge amount of traffic, is Apache Kafka. But apart from that, there are also many others which are also popular, which includes RabbitMQ, ActiveMQ, RedisMQ, Amazon SQS, and NATS messaging. In this video, I'm going to show you a quick demo of how we can use NATS messaging to exchange message, to do an asynchronous communication between a Java-based service and a JavaScript-based service. See, the programming languages can be completely different between the producer and the consumer. That's another advantage of asynchronous communication. So in my demo, what I'm going to show you is we will use a NATS-based streaming service, which is a very simple form of messaging platform. And we are also going to see the simplest form of messaging. Mind that there are many different types of messaging itself. So that itself is a complex topic. We are not going there yet. We are first going to see what a basic messaging looks like and how using a basic messaging platform, a Java and a JavaScript service can exchange message. So we are going to install NATS, and then we are going to write a Java-based service and then a JavaScript-based service. First, let us see the code, and then we'll go and see the demo. So here is the very simple small code for the Java-based service. Of course, it is using the NATS library. So that's why we have to import the NATS library. We have to add the dependency of the NATS library in POM. And here it's creating a connection, and then it's publishing a message. So it publishes a message to a specific location. This location in the NATS terminology is known as subject. In many other systems, these locations are known as topics or queues. Essentially, you can think of them as basically something similar to your letterbox. So there can be different letterboxes meant for different consumers. So just like that, we can have different subjects or topics or queues where different types of messages will be delivered. So here the Java program is delivering a message to a specific letterbox named test-subject, and the content of the message is hello world from Java. And then we will go and see the JavaScript program, which keeps on running. Again, it is also using the NATS package, and it is subscribing to that same post box, which is the same subject named test-subject, and it is reading the message, and then it can go on and do something with that message. Maybe with the data from the message, it wants to persist that data. Maybe it wants to take some decision on the data, but that is business functionality. What we are going to see in the demo now is how it is able to receive the message. Okay, so let us now go and see the demo. Okay, so now first let us go to the website nats.io. We have to first download and install the NATS messaging system. Click on the quick start, and then there are so many ways of installing NATS, but maybe the easiest way for you as a starter is to go to the release zip, and from there, if you go to the releases GitHub's release page, then you will see all the different releases, and then you can download the release for your operating system. So if you are running on Windows and x86, then you need to download one of the version of Windows. So maybe this version of Windows is right for you. And then you need to start the NAT server. So I have downloaded the Darwin version, which is the Mac version, and started my NAT server. So let me first quickly start the NAT server. So if you start the NAT server, if the NAT server is downloaded properly, you can just run the command nats-server. That should start the NAT server. And when it starts, it says that the server is ready. Then what I'm going to do is, so on one hand, I have this JavaScript client, which is the consumer side. And on the other hand, I have the Java client, which is the producer side. So first I will start the JavaScript client. Now, what I have to do is I have to install this package NATS using the command npm install NATS. But since I have already done that, I am not redoing it. But when you need to do it, you need to issue this command npm install NATS to install this external package. Now, once NATS gets installed, then you can simply run the command, and then this JavaScript program, see, it is not stopping. It is actually staying there and listening to the NAT server, which is running at port, which is running here basically, localhost /4222. Now, if I go back to the Java program and just run the main program from here, which sends the message to that subject, see, it has sent the message, and then it has also written this published. Now let us go to the JavaScript program. See, it has received the message in the same topic. So that's it about the demo, and you can download the complete source code of the demo, both for the JavaScript as well as the Java version, from GitHub. If you go to my GitHub repository, and if you go to high-level coder JavaScript and high-level coder Java, so, and in high-level coder Java, if you go to this branch NATS producer, you will get the entire source code, basically the entire Maven project. You'll have to download the Maven project, compile the Maven project, and then you'll have to run the program. And here in the JavaScript also, if you go to the branch nats-consumer, and then you download this entire thing and then run npm install and then run node, then nats client.js, then the JavaScript program will also start. Okay, that's it. And thank you for your patient listening. I hope it was useful. You got a glimpse of async communication, and I hope you also understood how it worked, how Nats streaming was able to receive the message from the Java service, and the JavaScript service was able to pick up the message from there. And I would still request you to go ahead and read my blog, and also to go to my GitHub repo and download the code, and please try to run the code to gain better confidence. But if you are facing any problem in running the code, or it gives some error, kindly let me know that by commenting in my YouTube channel. And last but not the least, if you really liked my channel, if you really liked my explanation, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel and like this video, because that is going to motivate me. Thank you very much.